Good evening and welcome to The News Edge. I am Rashi Vats, and we begin with that breaking news involving former President Donald Trump. Now, he says he's been indicted on federal charges of mishandling classified documents at his Florida estate, Mar-a-Lago. The indictment comes after a months-long investigation by the Department of Justice into whether the 2024 presidential candidate actually broke the law by keeping hundreds of documents marked classified at his home in Palm Beach. Well, Trump has already been indicted in New York and faces more investigations in Atlanta and Washington that could lead to criminal charges. So let's head over to the newsroom where we find Fox 26's Sherman Desselle live with Fox 26 senior legal analyst Chris Tritico to talk more about this indictment.
All right, thanks, Rashi. Yeah, Chris, here we are again. The last time you and I spoke, it was about this, but the first time around. Here we are with two indictments. What's the difference between this one and the one that we spoke of just a few weeks ago?
So the one in New York is a state court indictment, and that's to be handled by the state, and it has different punishment range. This is a federal indictment, and a federal indictment is handled in a federal courtroom, and we understand there's 7 counts here, and there's going to be conspiracy counts and obstruction counts, and maybe even an espionage count. The difference here is the obstruction counts carry up to 20 years in prison, and the conspiracy count will carry only a 5 years in prison. But it's a much easier case to make, a conspiracy case, than any case you'll ever see. It's a lot easier for the Justice Department to win those conspiracy cases.
We talked last time about how that state indictment wouldn't have as big of an impact simply because it was a New York indictment. But what about this federal indictment when it comes to his 2024 run?
So in a case like this, when you're indicted in a federal case, it can have a national impact. Now, the research I've been looking at, it may not ban him from a conviction of this case, may not bar him from national office. Many cases, many convictions do. I have not been able to look at the espionage case. That conviction, I don't know yet, but that may impact his ability to run.
We heard from Trump about this before we heard from the DOJ. Why?
I don't understand that at all. This is the second time that DOJ has allowed Donald Trump to get out front and frame the narrative on this case. It's the second time. And I would have thought they would have learned from the first time. When Donald Trump gets to frame the narrative, it does not bode well for the Justice Department. So I don't know why they're sitting back again.
Yeah, and how does this bode for his base? Yet again, another opportunity for him to get in front of this. Will this hurt or improve his chances?
Well, it's not going to improve his chances, but it's going to improve his fundraising ability. He's going to raise funds off of this, and it's not going to hurt his core base. Those people are going to coalesce around him, and they're not going to stop believing that the FBI is bad, and they're still going to believe that. But these things are going to tend to tick away at those people who are on the fringes of this. And while they may have been supporting Donald Trump, eventually they're going to start saying there's got to be something here, and that's where others can come in and start pulling those people away from Donald Trump.
Okay, a senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico, between what's going on here in Texas and across the country, we're going to be getting some more analysis from you soon.
We'll be here.
Thank you very much. Back to you, Rashi.